Bravo!
Love Captain Jack. Let me get a water break. Let's get a water break. Yeah, I started my Megamix playlists on my YouTube with Captain Jack. Because at the start of the year, I was just like, what was I like? I was like, I need content for DDR, and I don't think just doing every song I can complete is just enough. So what I do is, the Megamixes are actually inspired by the soundtracks. And so what they do is, they, what do they do on the soundtracks? They play the songs in order, but then they transition into a totally different song. But per game, they would transition into completely different songs from completely different artists. So with my Megamixes though, they focus on one specific artist, whether they mix the song or perform the song themselves, or if they're just the arranger. If their name's in the little card there, then I make a Megamix out of it. So I've done one for Captain Jack, done one for B4U, June, Terra, which is June and Naoki Maeda. And then I feel like I finished 4, and now I'm working on some new ones. The new ones I'm working on are for Toga Project with Sana, mainly Sana. She's so cool. She's hot. Who else? Oh yeah. What's his name? DJ Taka. And then I'm also currently working on ones for Sota Fujimori. Yeah, they have so many different names. So they go, like, as a DJ, I guess it's cool to change your name up if you have a different style. I guess it makes sense. Always gotta drink water. But I don't think I told you what I do for you. I work for Costco. I am the cart guy, and I have the highest seniority at my warehouse. So I'm there early on in the day, and then I'm usually out by afternoon, like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So it's been a good job. I've been working there for the last 11 years. I love my job, and I love Costco. So. I mean, they do pay me. So why do I talk about the stock market? Very, very important question. I feel like nowadays, I have a few opinions on this. So bear with me. If you don't agree with any of them, don't let it change your. I mean, you're free to allow to think what you want. But I feel like a lot of kids these days. I'm 33, by the way. I turned 33 almost a month ago, like 20 something days ago, August 31st. I feel like a lot of people these days struggle with money, like managing it. So I call the series Meter Management, not financial advice, because I want it to be all-encompassing for, like, whether you see money as a commodity or something that you need to survive. Regardless of the situation you're in, it's probably related to money. So I feel like my way of helping people is by learning the stock market. And I said the stock market because if you have a phone, you have access to it. And if you understand games, well, after a while it starts to feel like a game. And so what I do is I teach the stock market using game example to draw a comparison as to how it would actually work in the stock market. So I've been working on a whole series with it. I've been cranking out usually 1 to 2 videos a week. If I work on another video for the week, I have to decide what I want. So maybe I'll just take it easy and just do 1 video this week and maybe another one next week. So that's why I do it. If you ever have any questions about it, feel free to ask. But basically, on same subject of how I feel like people don't know how to manage their own money, it's important to also know that money isn't just something to spend, or it's not just something to hoard away. If you know how to make your money work for you, then you might actually become more wealthy than you thought you could. But the trade-off is there's a lot to learn in the stock market, and much of that learning comes from market tuition. And what that means is you'll have to make your own mistakes using your own money in order to really learn the gravity of the situation. So maybe I'll focus on maybe one of the less technical aspects of it, because the video I released for this week was actually an everyone, regardless of skill level video. So maybe I'll focus on why fighting gamers are probably the best, could possibly be the best traders out there if they push themselves to do it. Because fighting games are my main my main genre, aside from, you know, good old DDR whatever streams.
Select music.
How you doing, Clinton? How you doing? Where's my main feed? I'm good. I'm going to Japan next month, dude. In about 30 days. I'm going on October 26th. Coming back November 2nd. So, even though I leave US October 26th, I really arrive in Japan on October 27th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So, I'm looking very much forward to it. They literally released the news like yesterday. What was it? Yeah, yesterday about visa-free traveling, and also that you don't need a travel agency to arrange your trip. So that was the big hurdle, because it had like a light opening, but you still needed to. After October 11th. So after October 11th, you don't need to have a visa, and you also don't need to be arranged to a travel agency, because those were the two things holding people back. Because in order to get the e-visa, you needed to submit an itinerary, and on top of that, it needed to be arranged by a travel agency, so they would book your flights, book your room. But I already know how to do all that, because I've already been 3 times. This will be the 4th time. I've chosen this time frame, well, for several reasons. Let's talk about the current economic situation. The yen is like scary low right now in terms of like compared to the US dollar. If you want to compare it to the US dollar, for every $1 US, it's 140 yen. 140 yen. So I compare that. I used to compare for every $1 US, it's about 100 yen. It's almost like you're getting 1.4 times the yen for every dollar. So that's a crazy exchange rate. Yes, I'm still planning on going to EVO Japan, because that's a different event. So that's number 1, economic situation. Number 2 is, well, I've always had a dream of being in Tokyo for Halloween. And usually by that time of the year, I would spend so much of my vacation already, vacation time. So even though things were kind of opening up again this year, I still saved up enough time for this latter part of the year, because I get my vacation time back in March, end of March. So I still have plenty of time to use. They've been pretty good about approving time off at work, and it just seems to be that, you know, well, I could use a vacation. I've been working my ass off. This month is pretty special to me too, because we get paid 3 times and we get a bonus check. Fan service? Do I? I'll have final form quickly if there's any links involved. But what was I gonna say? So for me, this is a pretty fortunate month in terms of getting paid. Even though like I gotta pay off my credit card bills now, because I've been booking so many flights and stuff. So I gotta get that out of the way. I'll pay stuff off as the payments come in, and then I'll be all set for next month. So that's number 2. Economic situation for me. So while the yen's doing bad, I'm doing good. And I'm gonna go over there and spend my dollar on some stuff like Japanese DDR and Japanese PS2 and all the food I like. Other stuff. We'll see what happens. I converted about $1,240 US. I should get that in a day or 2, maybe by Monday. What's the last situation? Well, I guess that's 3 technically. Economic situation is bad for Japan right now. They need tourism to survive, and I get paid a lot. I actually get paid bonus check 3 times this. Well, I get paid 3 times this month, but the last check includes a bonus check. And also, we're potentially getting a raise if we vote yes on it, because our warehouse is a union. So I get to vote on that, and that will back pay a bunch of money that they owe us. So there's that. And if that goes through, I get paid all of that next month. So much to look forward to.